Is it time for affirmative action to be a thing of the past? There are our panelists.
Yes, we're bringing in this morning from LaSalle the sociology professor Dr. Charles Gallagher and also Bill Anderson from WURD 900 AM. Thanks, gentlemen.
Hey guys, good
Doctor,
morning.
let's start with you. Explain a little bit more exactly what is the crux of the Supreme Court decision.
The crux of the case here is that this young woman was denied entrance to Texas based on her race, which in fact is really a simplification of what's going on. The way that the Texas system works is that they have a 10% program. So 80% of all their admissions come from the top 10% of high schools. The remaining 20% comes in basically by what they call a holistic inference of their packages. And one of those variables, aside from social class, leadership abilities, a whole host of things, is race. So race is one variable of many.
Should that be a variable anymore, Bill Anderson?
I think it has to be. And
Why?
Because I ask people a simple question. If you believe that discrimination still exists in this country, then you have to have certain things in place that will protect people from it. And when left to their own devices, statistics show that not only colleges, but businesses, housing, mortgages, whatever, will not take as strong a look at minority candidates. So you have to put something in there that makes it a factor, just so individuals get fair consideration.
Doctor, you study this all the time at LaSalle. Do we still need affirmative action?
Absolutely. And the reason we need it is because race still matters in America enormously. And I'll give you just a quick example what this is supposed to be doing. I want you to imagine quickly that you have a kid from a poor neighborhood, poor family. He's from a school that basically is under-resourced. And he gets an 1100 on his SATs. He also works 20 hours a week. And then you have a kid that's in a school that has enormous resources from a wealthy family where the child hasn't had to do any kind of work outside of schoolwork, and that student gets a 1200 in their SATs. Would you say that that student with a 1200 is a better student? And what the program is devised to do is to look at students that have potential, but in terms of the numbers, basically, you need something to supplement.
But Dr. Gallagher, is that what we're actually seeing in practice? That's the idea. That's what everyone hoped, is that we're giving people a leg up. But are we having people that just because of the color of their skin are getting admitted to schools, or maybe they're not disadvantaged?
No, and I'll tell you why. Because we look at so many things. We look at legacy. So if your grandfather and your father went to Penn, guess what? You're in a different pool. We look at region. This is what I'm saying. People reduce it to race. It's not only about race. It is so modest in the way that this basically puts a weight on the tipping point that it's almost really, it's shocking that they're making so much noise.
But others, Bill, say, no, come on. We needed it, yes, in the 50s and 60s and 70s and 80s. But not now.
Well, but you still need it. And as Professor Gallagher pointed out, it's one factor. A lot are considered. And also, when you look at the fact that there are statistics that measure individuals who receive scholarships, minority-based scholarships, and statistically, these individuals, when given a chance to get into school, do very well. So if you look at it and analyze it, these are individuals who otherwise would have been looked over, looked past, never gotten an opportunity. When they get this opportunity, they get into schools and they excel. I think that that's supposed to be our ultimate goal. And although it's unfortunate that there are individual cases like the one that we're seeing here, a young woman who would have liked to go to that school, I think the greater good is served by having this considered and trying to balance the education
scale. Is this bad for the country? We have a very conservative court, Doctor. There's a good chance this is going to go in the way for Abigail.
Well, this is the idea. It's we're in the Kennedy court. I don't think that this is going to change much, because if you look at what this is really doing in Texas, this is even more modest than the Supreme Court ruling in the Michigan case. So there really is that Texas has bent over backwards to be within the constitutional realm of what was ordered through the Grutter case. So I don't believe that this case is going to be, what's going to happen is it might be gutted a bit, but they're not going to throw it out because it's consistent with what happened in Michigan.
And the court right now, we have one justice that's sitting out, and so a lot of observers are thinking it's going to go 4-4 anyway and just be split and just let it stand the way it is.
That's right.
Doctor, Bill, thank you.
Thanks guys.
Here.
It's just getting started. We'll let you know how it progresses there in Texas and at the Supreme Court level in the United States.